Right. Welcome back to Toe the Line. We got my guy, Coach Eaton, here with us today. He's currently the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma Baptist. We played against him a couple years back. I think he's kind of got the better end of it, sadly for me. But hell of a coach. I think he's produced a bunch of talent over there, a couple All-American guys. So we're kind of be talking to him about his story, his stops, and ultimately, what he's trying to do on offense, man. So if you want to, man, let us know about your story. I know you played at UCLA, originally from California. But yeah, I'll let you cover the rest, bro.
Yeah, from the Bay Area. Um, got fortunate enough, had a couple offers, ended up at UCLA.
Where did you play high school at?
Huh?
Where did you play in high school?
It's called Los Altos High School. It's by Stanford, probably like 15 minutes from there.
Is it
And it's
Black and orange high school?
we were blue and white.
Los
Um,
Gatos was black and orange.
yeah, Los Gatos. Yeah, they mollywopped us just about every year. Like Devontae Adams, Paul Alto High School was like one of our, I don't want to say rivals because it wasn't much of a rivalry, but they were a school we played like that whole area.
Okay. Gotcha.
Uh, but yeah, and then ended up at UCLA. I was hurt a lot. Uh, Played not much, but played, and it was solid. I would do it all over again. Just from some of my best friends, the whole cliche like best friends and teammates and all that. Great coaches. So Coach Jim Mora Jr., Coach Mora was my head coach. My receiver coach was Eric Yarber,
Hmm.
and he, to me, the best receiver coach of all time. Like with his resume, like Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, Chad Ochocinco, like he's the receiver coach of the Rams right now. So Puka Nakua and Cooper Cup.
Yeah, for sure.
So he was, you know, my position coach, kind of where I learned everything from. Uh, Kind of reason why I got into coaching, truthfully. But and then after that, so got done playing. Uh, Worked at like a sports agency kind of for a year, and then didn't care for that. Jumped into coaching. Did 1 year of high school at Harker High School in San Jose. Loved it. That was where I was like, yeah, this is for sure what I need to do. We were a really good team. Had some really good players. Um, and then jumped to college. Went to Black Hill State, a Division II. Whatever restricted earnings. you know, 5 coaches in a house, and it was in South Dakota, so it was pretty cheap.
Weird.
Loved that. That took it a step further where I knew I wanted to do college football. Um, it was really fun that year. Had some really good receivers. That's always nice to step into that situation. Um, and that was solid, but obviously the money you know, was what it was. I met our head coach and offense line coach, Coach Gothard, at a camp that summer, and then got offered the coach job here, and that was 2019. Uh, was the receiver coach that year. Solid year, like you kind of said. I got really fortunate, and there were some receivers that were here that were stupid talented, and they were just you know really coachable and were open minded to me and my background and where I was from. So that kind of meshed really well, the talent and my coaching. And then COVID happened, and then after kind of in that COVID year, we didn't play, but that was when I got bumped up to OC, and that was super super a blessing in disguise. Um, having not been a play caller to then jumping into it, like having that transition, like spring ball ish, like was really helpful for me. I don't want to say like take nerves away, but like figure out what I like and didn't like and whatnot. And then we got into that season, and it was a great season. Our best, and we were top whatever 12 offense in the country and all sorts of categories, yada yada yada. Won our bowl game, best season we've had here at OBU. And then yeah, so then two more years later, now I'm going into year, what is that? I guess 5 now as the offense coordinator and receiver coach, and got to stay doing receivers, which I love. Uh, but yeah, it's been a blessing and had a lot of success, and hopefully more to come.
No doubt, man. I know you have those guys ready to go.
Yeah.
I know you kind of spoke on it, but I guess what has it been like for you? You know, taking over that coordinator role from
Hmm.
the position coach. You know, what does that transition look like for you?
Yeah. Like I said, I got
You know,
really, really fortunate. Huh?
the hours change? Does the mindset change? You know, what kind of clicked for you?
Yeah. I Again, I got really fortunate that I had time on my side, that I'm taking over during a year we're not playing. So my weaknesses, I'm a receiver background, a pass game background, like, I had time to like really get into the run game more. I probably had a basic knowledge, but where to expand off of what we do, who we have on our roster. So a lot of it was just natural more hours being put into it just to again make my weaknesses at this point. I had the time to do it, and so that kind of helped. Um, but the transition was great. I love still doing the receivers. We do such an extended run game out here with bubbles and sweeps, fly sweeps and perimeter stuff that, that's part of, I don't want to say it's our run game, but it's part of, our run game in a way. Um, and so all that to be said, like it's been great that I got to still coach receivers and do that and then had that transition. But it definitely took more. Like I said, there's things I had to that I probably wasn't ready for, but luckily I had time on my side and got ready for that 2021 season and it went great. And then just kind of there's always things to learn and self-evaluate. And so yeah, it's been more hours, but it's been fun. It's been a blessing. It's always great to have your own room. And then when you get a little bit more piece of the puzzle, it's fun.
That's awesome, man. I know you
Yeah.
talked about some of these receivers. You know, you got four All Americans now, dude. You know, so what's your coaching philosophy in that room and that culture that you're trying to implement with those guys to have the success that you've had year in and year out?
Yeah. I mean, as cliche as it is, like it's just the team success leads to individual success and it's worked. So that makes the credibility build year to year. From our first year team success, we 7-4 is a solid year and we had receivers do well. And then it helped build the credibility on that. And it kind of has just stacked that, all Americans have come from team success and offensive success. It's we use the corny hashtag the we Eaton, and it doesn't matter and I've been here now long enough that I've gotten to recruit to this philosophy, this offense, where I got extremely fortunate that the guys that I did inherit were just super open-minded. Team success would lead to that individual success, and it didn't matter who got it. You might get 10 catches one game and two the next. He might go for 150 this game and you might go for 100 that game. As long as the group was succeeding, like that was a really nice thing. And it's receivers, it's always the thing that prima donnas or whatever, and it couldn't be further from the truth here. And then I've been fortunate now that I've gotten to recruit and seen two of my first two recruiting classes graduate. But so then I've got to you know build off of that, like I said, and then recruit into that and recruit personalities that, again, as long as the room's successful, that's the first and foremost thing. The offense is successful, and then just from there, talent speaks and it takes care of itself. But it's always a good problem to have when you have depth and talent like that, because it forces them to get after it just a little bit more to be an All American or whatever it might be.
For sure, iron sharpens iron, man.
Exactly.
You get to do
Exactly.
after you're able to roll them guys out, man.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess I'll ask you this: like, when other teams are watching you on film, like, what are you saying to your offense for your identity? What do you want people to say about you guys when they look at you on film?
Um, I think that, consistency is a big thing. Um, and execution. I'd say that's the biggest thing. Like, Coach Gothard's done a great job with the O line. We're a team that doesn't give up sacks. Um, you know, we don't run a crazy amount of plays. We do it out of a bunch of different ways, but we understand what we're trying to do and that we're consistent in how we do it and what we do and understanding the big picture. Um, So I think that's probably a big part of it. Um, in terms of, when teams are watching us, I guess, like I want them to see a consistent team that does a lot but doesn't do a lot. They're just really good at what they do, and then obviously you can incorporate tempo into it or different personnel. So hopefully that. Obviously, the receiver coach is calling the plays, so I would expect that the pass offense, a team that throws the ball well and stuff like that. But then hopefully on the same time that, just a team that does a good job of whether it's running the football, however we choose to do it, RPOing, or again, even our extended runs, like we call them. Just that we're consistent across the board with what we're trying to do. That, they have to be consistent to beat us. It's one of those things that we're not going to hurt ourselves type situation.
No, that makes sense, man. Consistency. I love it, bro. Well, I know you got a concept that you want to share with us, man. So I'm gonna turn it over to you and let you do your thing here.
Share screen. So yeah, this is our
Empty, huh?
no, that was just a
Yeah.
clip.
Huh?
But it's our sprint out variation. We call it our dash concept. We don't sprint out to protect it, but we'll hit on that. Post wheel flat is essentially what it is. We just dash to it. So we can get into it in multiple, again, we're going to call this play in multiple personnels and formations and all that motion to it. So 3x1, 2x2 doesn't matter.
Hey, you
The
can
first,
widescreen that thing, man.
yeah, my fault.
There you go.
But yeah, so first thing we got here uh, is we've got our post, and then we've got the wheel. We're gonna work our speed out and up, and then some kind of variation of a flat tight end, drag on the opposite side, whatever it is, post wheel flat, and then we're gonna sprint out to it. So we don't sprint out. I cannot stand true sprint out like protection personally. I just think that it takes a lot of time on task. Let me get to this back end before I show it. I think it just takes a lot of time on task to have that tight relationship. So what we actually do protection wise with it is we're going to full slide opposite of the way we're sprinting out and pass set it. So the first thing it does is it forces, these guys to pass drop, pass set, whatever, linebackers, as opposed to fast flowing to it. It
Yep.
doesn't allow, if we sprint out, it doesn't allow these crevices for the D lineman to leak through to get to the quarterback. So it just kind of pulls the string that way. We're going to end up, letting this guy come free. Once this guy leaks out here, and even then, this tackles in part of that full slide. And then we're going to go ahead and seal this, look to seal it with the running back off that edge. Quarterback's gonna, kind of 1,000 and then sprint out behind that. So, so many guys pin the hip or, box it. So then it kind of allows us to capture that leverage and get outside. Again, get these guys past set where we can come across the field or out leverage them. So that's what we'll do protection wise. But if I let the whole thing play in this clip. So again, just post, wheel, flat, got to cover 3 look here, and then we just hit that whole shot, takes the corner on that deep third, and then hopefully holds the safety too. And then just, we get that guy peeking in the backfield just enough. He sees the flat, and then it just allows that leak there to get behind. And then looking at the protection wise here on the back end of it, again, we're going to look to seal, but if that defensive end comes up, we might have to kick it like this and then just a quick set and then deliver it there. And it's been good for us. Again, it's just in my opinion, this is how a better, more efficient way for us to get outside the pocket, to do our sprint out. Again, this is one that we can do different plays out of this. This is, probably our favorite one or our best statistical one, however you want to view that. But again, it's just that post wheel flat, and we can get into it different ways. This case, we already have the 3x1. We don't motion to it. Same thing, that full slide here by the O line. Running back's going to seal this. Quarterback holds it for a half count, then we get out. The backside, the single receiver is just a hitch win if we like it, pre snap alert type deal. But yeah, and it's been pretty nasty for us. We can do it in a bunch of different ways. We can add wrinkles to it. We'll have a variation where the post will turn into a post curl because then they start playing over the top. They take away the post, they know the wheel's coming because we've had a lot of success with it. So we might do something where he hooks up on the post, passes it off, and we hit that whole shot. Um, we've done things where we've given the wheel the option to drop out on it. If they pass that off, that they communicate that corner stays over the top. We can hit that in that whole shot instead. And then same thing, we can always work down if that guy sinks to it. We can always just check it down to that little 5 yard out. But man zone, it's been good. Cover four, cover three, can get that whole shot. If it's man, the wheel route's a tough one, especially when, like you said, we got an all-American NFL player at that spot. Our that slot receiver spot's a big spot for us in our offense. Kind of where the whole offense goes through. But yeah, it's been good. Like I said, this concept's kind of been here's the protection part again. So you're going to see again that full slide with the O line, that defensive end looks to pin the hip. It allows our running back to seal that. Then again, lets the quarterback out leverage it. But then even then, it affects these linebackers getting into their pass set versus just now fast flowing with the sprint out. So that's why we have done it like that here. Just a personal preference, and it's been successful for us. So then we've stuck with it, and again, we can do different concepts off of it or add a wrinkle to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. Like this one, I think we had the post curl on this one right here. Yeah, kind of just this one's ends up being a little bit more of just a true curl that keeps the corner down. Now we end up still hitting the wheel, but now we don't. We just get the corner out of there as opposed to having them as a deep threat. But so it's been good for us. We've done it, every year, some years more than others. Again, this was 2021. We abused it that year and it had a lot of success.
Yeah.
And so, we've done whether different concepts to it or different ways to run it, but it's been good for us to say the least.
Yeah,
Uh,
that like hesitation just by the quarterback right there.
right
That
there. Yeah,
changes the I mean, that changes the angle for the DN, right? So he sees that, oh, I got a free shot, and then I'm getting out. The back's able to out leverage him. I love that, dude.
exactly. His eyes are on the cue or even the tackle as he goes down on the full slide. It's just enough to get him to sneak inside, and the running back's prepared. We're looking to seal that, but there's going to be like that first clip where he gets wide. This is that same team. If he gets wide, then he'll just look to kick it, and the quarterback knows he can get set up. He's got a full slide here, so he's chilling. He just rolls and can hook it up there if he can't get outside of it. It takes reps, but we do it a lot.
Yeah.
And again, we can do it in different versions and 2x2, 2x2, 3x1, just add little wrinkles to it. But for the most part, it's just the same play, same protection. But yeah, that little half setup has been huge just to help
Yeah.
get outside and even to hold those linebackers. But here we go.
Amen.
Old Northwestern here.
Uh,
Yeah, and we can do it to the left too, and it's the
Yeah.
same thing, right? We've got that post wheel flat.
Well,
Sets
I remember. Yeah.
we'll skip that one,
No, you're good.
but yeah,
Love the concept, dude.
yeah, it's been good for us. We can do it out of 12 personnel like this, but yeah, so but yeah, man, that's kind of I don't know if there's anything else specifically on it you want to see, but
So if you're in 12 right here, you got that front side tight end getting out to the flat backside. Is he running like a drag or is he part of the slide?
yeah. So typically, like when we had the 3x1 and like 10 personnel earlier, we just have like a hitch win option. And that's just a pre-snap if he likes it. I don't know how often we've thrown it a couple times here and there. But when we do some kind of inline, like a 3x1, and we have a backside tight end inline or like this, the 12 personnel, then we're actually going to go ahead and leak him on a 5 yard over as well. So we've got the post on this one. There's your wheel, five in the flat, the 5 yard out. And then we'll actually just for time, we'll bring him over as well.
Yeah. So always 6 man pro then.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Cool.
Uh,
All right.
but yeah, we like in this. I mean, we wouldn't. I mean, we haven't, but
Yeah.
just keep him as a full slide there off the edge because we're getting out anyways. But yeah, so we'll get him involved. And there actually has been this last season, if I bring it up, maybe this last season, this actually ends up being a little bit more of an option. I think teams have kind of known, I like this play and we do this play. So they end up having pretty much one, two, or three covered. And then, this play side linebacker ends up flowing fast, or maybe it's a safety rolling down, taking the flat, the 5 yard out. And then it's just amazing that this guy kept, getting over the picture again, that kind of full slide effect and that pass set ends up maybe that forcing this guy to pass drop a little bit, or at least play flat footed, where we can now out leverage him with the backside guy. Um, and so that's kind of been a little bit more of an option. I'd probably say this last year. And this one we hit the wheel again, but yeah,
Damn.
like I said, man, that's one play that we can find to do a lot of ways, and we love to sprint out to it. Um, our version of what we call dash to it. But yeah, it's been solid for us.
Yeah, and progression wise for the quarterback, it's just always just 1, 2, 3, top down, go post, wheel flat, simple.
Yep.
Alert the folks if anything, because I know you're probably
Exactly. The outside receivers probably won't love me saying that if they watch
yeah,
this.
yeah,
The post is obviously not is realistically probably not an option.
yeah.
Where we have made it an option is making it again that curl, that post curl. And that's been a nice little wrinkle to it. But realistically, the post is more just, holding that deep third, or maybe even taking two with if it's a quarters or something. Um, but we have never thrown the post
Yeah.
yet. But again, there's different ways where we can get to do it to doing that. But yeah, it's typically, I guess it would be the alert as the post, the wheel to the flat, and then if we have the backside, that's kind of three. But realistically, option three is tuck it and run,
Yeah. Yeah.
which we've done, and with the quarterbacks we've had has been successful as well. We can get something out of it. We actually the same game against Southern Arc, we did it, and quarterback took it on a. We had the same concept called, and quarterback took it, and it was like a big fourth down, and he kept it, and we got the first. So
Wow, dude, I love it, man. It's
yeah, it's been solid. I mean, I think it's a popular concept in college football right now. We've been doing it, you know, in different ways. But one of the ways we've had a lot of success with it um, has been this version. We didn't do it as much in 22 just because we kind of had gotten abused in 21. We brought it back last year, and it's been, it's like I want to say close to 75% completion percentage for us. So it's definitely been one of our better concepts. And there's different tags or wrinkles, like I said, the post curl option or whatever it might be, a motion to it, a 2x2 look. But yeah, it's been solid for us to say the least.
yeah, dude. That's awesome. I know I seen that played against me too many times, man. But no, I really appreciate you sharing it with us, bro. I mean, you guys are good on offense, man. I've always thought that. Think you're an awesome coordinator, bro. I know you know, aspirations to becoming a head coach. I know it's any time any second here now. So keep
Yeah, we'll
up.
see, yeah. Handle business with the year in front, and we'll go from there. But like I said, I've been really fortunate. At our level, Division two, like the continuity and retention has been just massive. We haven't had guys go in the portal, um, that maybe could have and gone bigger places. Our coaching staff, Coach Tag is as good as the quarterback coaches there is, in my opinion. And he's been here however many years now. Four, it seemed, maybe more. I don't know. It's gone by. O-line coach has been here. Running back coach has been here. So it's been really nice to have that, players coming back and retention, and then coaching staff, same lingo and understanding the scheme. And so I've been really fortunate, to say the least, that I've had that and had good people around me, and some some really talented players in the receiver room and quarterback room, whatever it might be. And so hopefully we can keep it going this season, man.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah, man. Preston was ridiculous.
Yeah, he was special, man. He made my job and a lot easier, and I don't think you could inherit a better quarterback in year one of being a coordinator. And again, like that goes back to what I said at the start. Just he was already the GAC offensive player of the year, and then lets me take over as coordinator, and he's as open minded and buys in, as talented as he was, as proven as he was, and here comes his first time coordinator, receiver coach,
Yeah.
and there was zero issues. We were on the same page the whole year, and he had a statistically like ridiculous year, got an opportunity at the next level, and it was a blessing, man. And I'm just trying to do it, again, and
Doing
build
it.
on,
Yeah, bro.
build on with guys we got now, and I feel great about what's on paper, but we'll see. It's got to still handle business.
Sure, man. Well, keep it up, brother. I really appreciate you taking the time to, stop on toe the line today.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
guys got camp coming up tomorrow, so you guys go handle business, man. Hopefully, you're on here the next couple months talking about that GAC championship.
yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see.
One game at a time, right?
One game at a time. Arkansas Tech first, but
Yeah, we'll beat them. But all right, brother. We
yeah,
appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you soon, man.
appreciate it, man.
Peace.
Thanks.